seconds. So just stretching out the back. Right, so if you're rocking, you can even do the small circling motions, whatever feels good to you. Just making sure that you're massaging your back. Whatever feels good, that's pretty much all you have to do. Then you're gonna hug your right knee to your chest, the left leg will be out straight, and then you're gonna go side to side. So if your leg out straight feels like too much on your back, you can have that foot flat on the ground. It's whatever feels good to you, and you can go nice and slow. It's Monday. So you want to go slow, right? I do. No one wants to go fast on a Monday, right? Especially if it's kind of rainy. That's just napping weather. I won't take a nap, but I'll think about it. So we're going to go about one more to each leg, and then we're going to have one of our legs up straight. Doesn't matter which side you start with. You'll grab behind that hamstring, and we're going to go side to side there. So on these, if you want to have the leg you're not pulling towards you down on the ground, you can, right? And you can go nice and slow. So if your hamstrings are feeling really tight, just go a little bit slower. Hang tight on one side and then go to the other, right? So if you want to hold that stretch a little bit longer, you are more than welcome to. I will not rush you because we're going to use our hamstrings a little bit today because we'll be doing some fun bridges. Yeah. So just nice and easy, we're going to go side to side here. So we'll go one more to each side. And then we're going to bend our knees, we'll relax our legs down, and we're going to go into slow and controlled bridges. So you want to make sure your heels aren't too close to your bottom. You're going to inhale in, exhale, press up, squeeze the glutes. Nice, easy inhale, coming back. Right, so today we're going to get to use our fun bands. I'm going to teach you how to hate your bands. Isn't that fun? Yeah. So every time you're pressing up into that bridge, make sure that you're squeezing the glutes really nice and tight, right? You're focusing on the glutes that whole time. So again, you're not going fast, right? You just want to press up as far as you feel you can and then back down. So we're going to do a couple more here and then we're going to do a half bridge. So on your next motion up, you're going to press up as high as you can. You're just going to come halfway down and back up. So we're still going slow and controlled with this, right? So I want you to really control and focus on that movement, making sure you're not going too quickly, right? So it's not a pulse, it's more of just a tiny bridge, right? Like if you were going over a creek, that's the size of the bridge it would be. Okay, we got about 15 seconds and we're gonna do a hold, right? And then we'll get our core rolling with it. Okay, so on your next one, just go ahead and press up, hold. As you hold, think of squeezing the glutes. Just nice, easy breathing. That's easy to do, breathing, isn't it? I think so. And we got 5 seconds. And you can relax on down. And we're gonna bring our hands behind our head. And we're gonna do a modified bicycle crunch. So you're always gonna have one foot down on the ground. You're gonna go opposite elbow, opposite knee. That foot comes down and then you'll go to the other side. So if you can stay up in that crunch kind of that whole time, go ahead and do that. If your neck is feeling tight, you could keep your head down and just focus on the core bracing of it. That's fine too, right? It's really whatever feels good. So just taking your time with the motion. You don't have to go fast. You want to focus on that lower back staying constantly against the mat, right? That's the goal. So we have 15 seconds. And then we'll go to another core move. Yay, core. You got about 10 seconds here. So we're going to go one more to each side. And then now you're going to relax your head down. So for these next moves, we're going to focus on core bracing with our leg movements. So you have the option, you could either have both legs in the tabletop, or if that feels like too much, you can have one foot down, one foot up. So you're going to keep your back down the whole time. You're going to inhale in, exhale, you're either going to kick both legs or one leg up. Nice, easy inhale, coming back, right? So you want to try to get your legs up as straight as you can, nice and easy back, right? So if your back is arching, right, you might need to put one foot down, and that's okay. It doesn't matter which side you go to, right? I'll let you use both legs, but you really want to stretch out those legs and coming back. So exhale, you'll come up, point, squeeze, inhale back. So it's nice and slow and controlled. You're really trying to stretch out those legs so much that they might even shake, right? And then on your next motion, you're going to keep those legs up, and you're just going to do a small wide motion. So your legs will come about hip width apart and then back together. Hip width apart and back together. So again, if you were doing one leg at a time, you could just switch to your other side and just focus on that other leg. You want to try to have those legs as straight as possible while your core is staying nice and tight, right? and you're keeping the shoulders relaxed. We're gonna go for about 15 more seconds, and then we're gonna get ready for some more bridges. So just nice and controlled. Don't feel like you have to go fast. We're gonna do 3 more. Here's 1, coming back, 2, coming back, 3, coming back, and you're gonna relax those legs nice and easy back down. And now what you're gonna do, you're gonna press up into our bridge. So we're just gonna hold our bridge the whole time, and we're gonna have our arms up straight. So your first motion you're gonna do, you're just gonna bring your hands down by your hips. You're gonna touch the palms of your hands to the floor, and then come back up, right? So we are gonna use our arms here a little bit today, just a tiny bit, right? Because if we don't use our arms when you add the band, what's the point? So just nice and easy, keeping those hips up. You're just touching your palms down and back, right? So now what we're gonna do is the reverse of that. So you're gonna have your hands up. You're gonna touch the back of your hands to behind you and then back up, behind you and back up, right? So we're trying to get those shoulders loosened up. We're trying to rock and roll here. Of course we are, yeah. And we're just coming back and forth. We're gonna do 2 more. Okay, and then now what you're gonna do, you're gonna have your palms facing each other. Arms are gonna come wide and then back together. Wide and back together, right? It's kind of like you're doing a chest fly type motion. We got about 15 seconds here. And then we're gonna go to our side. So just nice and controlled, trying to hold into that bridge. We're gonna do 3 more. There's 1. Here is 2. Here is 3. And then you can relax on down. And then you're gonna go to your side. So it doesn't matter which side you go to. Right, we're gonna start with our top leg. We're gonna just kick our leg up and then back down, right? So try and keep your leg as straight as you feel you can. You're pointing your toe. Then we're just kicking up and down. No big deal. All right. So thinking of your core, staying tight. Remember, if you need to go down lower on your arm, you're more than welcome to. It's really whatever feels good to you. So what we're gonna do is add in a little bit of a pulse. So you're gonna kick down, you'll pulse and kick up. Pulse and kick up. So you're adding a little extra spice before you kick that leg up, right? So it's a pulse and a kick. Pulse and a kick. Pulse and a kick, right? We gotta get those hips warmed up. They're gonna get work today too, right? Because hips love the bands, you know? So we got 10 seconds and then we're gonna go into just pulsing. Okay, so we'll do 1 more here and now we're just gonna pulse. So pointing that toe, nice small motions, making sure that our leg is moving as a unit, right? You don't wanna have a floppy ankle like that, right? You wanna point that toe, make sure your leg is nice and strong. Right, and that's simple enough. We could pulse all day probably. So you got 15 more seconds here of just pulsing, and then we're gonna go to the other side, right? Pretty simple like that. Okay, 5 more seconds. And you can relax. You're gonna flip sides. Okay, and we start with that top leg. We're just kicking up and down. So once you're in place, go ahead and get moving with those legs. And just making sure that you're keeping your legs straight and you're pointing your toe, right? Remember, we don't want floppy ankles, right? Because if you fall outside and you have floppy ankles, they're not gonna save you. And nobody wants to fall down, okay? So nice and controlled. Leg is nice and straight, nice and strong. And 15 seconds, we add in that pulse, okay? So nice and controlled. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and add in our pulse. So you'll pulse and kick, right? Pulse and kick, right? So you're just adding a little extra oomph into the move. How fun is that? So still think about that posture. Still try to keep that core nice and tight, right? Of course it's tight. And we're not doing too many core moves today. So that's kind of exciting. Okay, you got 15 seconds, right? And then we're gonna be back on our back. We're gonna get going with the workout, right? We don't wanna warm up too much. You don't wanna get too warmed up. I'm just kidding, right? We're almost there. Now you're just pulsing. Pulsing, 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 pointing our toe and pulsing. So remember, no floppy ankles, right? You want your leg moving as a unit, right? If your ankle wasn't moving with your knee and your hip, you'd look kind of funny. Got 15 seconds. And then I'll go over what kind of bands I have and how you'll use each one. You got 5 seconds. Almost there. and you're gonna relax. All right, so before we get started, I'm gonna show you the 2 bands I have here. So you can have either one of these, and I'll show you how to use it. So the first one I have is a long stretch band, right? So I think you guys have that. Or you can have a mini loop band, right? So either one, I'll show you how to use it. But you'll need those close by. So our first move, you're actually not gonna use anything, so that's exciting. But what we're gonna do, you're gonna do an eccentric bridge. So you're gonna start up into your bridge, and I'm gonna count as 3. You're gonna go down for a 3 count. So you're gonna go down 3, 2, 1, you don't wanna touch the floor, and then you're gonna press your hips up fast. So we're gonna go down slow, press up fast. So both feet are staying down. Okay, so we start up in the bridge. Ready? We're gonna go down 3, 2, 1, press your hips up fast and squeeze. You're coming down 3, 2, 1, fast and squeeze, right? 3, 2, 1, fast and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze. Right? 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze. So you want to make sure those hips aren't coming all the way down to the floor, right? And after you get to that 3, 2, 1, you want to press those hips up fast and squeeze, right? So we're getting more power through those muscles, right? We're doing a little bit of a smaller motion as we go down. We have to control. You press up and squeeze and get power in those glutes. So we have 15 seconds, right? And then we get to grab our band. Yay! Okay, so 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze, right? So that 3, 2, 1, up, you want to press up fast and squeeze, all right? Here's our last one, 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze. You're gonna relax, and you're gonna grab your band. So if you have the mini loop, the band is gonna go around your ankles. If you have a long band, you're gonna have it on the arches of your feet, and then you're gonna cross your straps here. Okay, so with the mini band, you're just gonna keep your legs up. With the straps crossed, you wanna pull your arms out all the way down to the floor, and you're gonna pulse your legs wide, right? So your legs are pulsing wide, right? And it doesn't have to be a fast pulse, it can be a controlled pulse, right? And if you had that mini loop on, you would be doing that same thing. So try to make sure that your legs are nice and straight, right? If at any point your back was starting to hurt, you could come to a tabletop position also. Okay, so nice and controlled, core is tight. You're pulsing and adding resistance into that band, right? So the more, if you make that band really, really tight, guess what? It's gonna be really, really mean and hard, right? So do what you can. Don't make it too challenging, or else challenging, but make sure that you're able to move your legs. And this is a hard move, right? So you don't have to go fast. You can go a slow pulse with it, right? My band is pretty thick, so this doesn't feel too good to me. But we've got 15 seconds, right, until we go to the next move. Your goal is to keep resistance in your band the whole time, right? You don't want it to be saggy at all. If your band is saggy, guess what happens to you? That's right, you get saggy. So we got 3 more. Here's 1, 2, 3. You're gonna relax. You're gonna set that band down. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna do that same bridging motion. This time, if you can, you're gonna do a single leg bridge. If the single leg bridge doesn't feel good, just repeat that first move. Okay, so I'm gonna start with right foot down, hips are up, we're coming down 3, 2, 1, press back up fast, right? 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, pressing up fast. 3, 2, 1, press up. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. There's those glutes. 3, 2, 1, up fast, right? 3, 2, 1, press up fast. 3, 2, 1, press up fast. 3, 2, 1, press up fast, right? You don't have to go at my exact speed. You can count in your own head. If you need both feet down, remember you can, right? You can still do the same motion and it's still gonna fry up those glutes. Okay, you're doing a great job. You're going down for a 3 count and then pressing up fast, right? So 3, 2, 1, up fast. We got 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. One more. 3, 2, 1, up fast, and we're gonna switch. All right, so if you have both feet down, you get to repeat that, right? Left foot down, right leg up, otherwise you're gonna go down 3, 2, 1, pressing up fast, right? 3, 2, 1, press up fast. 3, 2, 1, press up fast. Remember, try not to let your hips relax completely. It's almost like your mat's on fire. You gotta push away fast. Okay? So it's 3, 2, 1, pressing up. Right? 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. Right? So that up fast is giving you tons of power through that glute. Okay? Up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. We got 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. We got 2 more. 3, 2, 1, up fast. 3, 2, 1, up fast. And then you're gonna relax. And you're gonna grab your band. And we're gonna repeat that same motion, but then we're gonna turn it into an isometric, right? So you either have your mini loops around your ankle or your flat band is on your arches, and you'll press and pull that resistance down. Okay, so you're gonna go wide motions, right? And you're gonna wanna start slow on this, right? Don't go fast because we're gonna work into an isometric. So that means you're gonna be holding that resistance and it's gonna burn like crazy, okay? Remember, if your legs up straight feels like too much, you can bend them into a tabletop, right? And do that same motion, okay? Doing a great job. So in your next motion, you're gonna hold as wide as you can and you're gonna hold just like that. Okay, so try not to let yourself cheat. Hold that resistance that whole time. Work through that resistance. You wanna be pressing wide the whole time. This is pretty awful and evil, I know. Keep on breathing, keeping your core tight. You have 15 seconds until we go into our next move. That's not too bad, right? No, you're almost there. Keep holding wide, 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 wide. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. All right. Well, that was a delightful little burn there, wasn't it? So now what we're gonna do bridges again. This time you're gonna have the band in your hands, right? So if you have the mini loop, same thing, you can still have it in your hands, right? If you have the long loop, it's still right in your hands, about shoulder width apart. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna bridge. Your arms are gonna pull apart. They're gonna come back. You're gonna come down. Okay, so we bridge, arms pull, arms come back, you come down. So you wanna keep that band right above your chest, right? You wanna make sure your arms aren't going forward and your arms aren't going back, right? So you're gonna bridge, your arms come wide, and then back down. Bridge, wide, back, down, right? So if you have a mini loop, you'll just pull as far as you feel you can and back. It won't look like you're pulling as much as me, and that's okay, right? And of course, you know we're gonna go into a pulse here soon. So remember, every time you're in that bridge, since our glutes are warmed up, you should feel your glutes contract and be tired with that motion. Okay, on your next bridge, you're gonna hold up, you're gonna pulse your arms wide. So it's not gonna be a fast pulse, it's more of like a half motion. You just wanna go wide, half back, wide, half back. So you're really trying to work those shoulders, work the arms, and of course our glutes are being used because you're holding that bridge. So it's nice and controlled. Resistance is always there, right? Doesn't mean you have to go fast, but it doesn't mean that it's an easy move. Okay, you're doing a great job. We got 15 seconds, and then we're gonna do some more arm work. Okay, keep on breathing, keep on holding. 10 seconds to go, right? We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna relax, and we're gonna be in the seated position. So, next motion that you're gonna do, if you have the long band, you're gonna have your knees bent, and you're gonna have the band on the arches of your feet. If you have a mini loop, you're gonna have that mini loop is gonna be on the arch of your foot. So what we're gonna do is a bicep curl, right? So you would either be curling with the mini loop with one arm at a time, or you're gonna be curling, right, and make a thumbs up, and you'll curl with the band there. So your goal is to not let your elbows flare out wide. You wanna stay up tall. Okay, ready? And go. So you're gonna curl up to your shoulder and back. So on this, if you wrap up your hands a lot on the band, it hurts. So you don't really have to wrap up a lot. You can just wrap or hold it and make a thumbs up, and you'll still have that same resistance, right? So again, if you have the mini band or the mini loop, you're not going to be curling all the way up to your shoulder, and that's okay. But it's nice and controlled, staying up nice and tall, okay? So you're trying to curl as best as you can. If you have a mini loop, go ahead, you can switch which arms that you're doing. If you've been using a long band, you keep on cooking, okay? So either way you're doing it. Nice and controlled, curling up and back. Try and not let your head bob as you curl. Okay, we got about 15 seconds to go. And then we're gonna go to some fun bridges. Okay, you're almost there. You've got 10 seconds. Nice and controlled. Keep on breathing, trying to curl up as high as you can and back. We're gonna go 3 more. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Okay, you're gonna relax. So this next one, the band, is optional if you're doing single leg, but you can use it if you want. So I'll show you what we got. So if you're doing single leg, you're gonna have your right foot is gonna be in the band, left leg would be down, and you would pull the resistance so your triceps stay down and you press up and back. If the single leg feels like too much for you, you're gonna repeat that first bridge where you bridge and pull apart, come back, and come down. Okay, so choose whichever variation you need, right? But we're gonna have our right foot up if you're doing single leg, and you wanna pull your resistance and your triceps will stay down to the floor that whole time, okay? Ready? And go. So you're gonna bridge up and then back down, right? Bridge up and back down. So that's what your single leg will look like. If that feels like too much, that's not a problem. Repeat that first move that we did, right? And bridge and squeeze, because it's still gonna challenge you. It's still gonna burn you up, right? The single leg has a lot of resistance to it, and it's pretty nasty. So only do it if it feels okay to your back. If it burns, you can keep doing it, right? Sure you can. Okay, you're doing a great job. Bridging up and down. So if you're doing single leg, you're gonna press up and hold that resistance, okay? If you have both feet down, go ahead and go into that pulsing with the band. Okay, so either variation here, okay? If you're doing that single leg, keep on trying to hold that resistance as you press up as high as you possibly can. Keep on breathing through that movement. Okay, we got about 15 seconds, and then we're gonna switch legs. Keep on pressing, keep on breathing. You're almost there. Okay, we ready? Pulling down, you're pressing up and down into our bridge. My internet might be freezing, so you might be holding bridges for like 2 minutes now, okay? So we switch legs, we're going up and down, right? Keep on breathing. If my internet goes out, I'll be back, I promise. You just might be holding your bridge extra long, okay? Up and down. Remember, if you need both feet down, that's perfectly fine. Keep on working through that rhythm, okay? We've got 10 seconds until we hold, right? If you have both feet down, you can come up and down into that bridge. And then you're gonna press up and hold, right? If you have both feet down, you can hold. You could either hold your resistance or pulse those arms, whatever feels better to you. We're almost done for the day, so keep on pushing through. Try to add as much resistance as you can. Really pull on that band. Make it as hard as you can. You got 15 seconds. All right, keep on breathing. 10 seconds. We're almost there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And then we're going to come to the seated position. So we're going to work a little bit on posture here. So same setup. If you have your long band, it's going to be on both feet. Right? This time you would cross your straps and you'll have your fist pointing forward. Okay? If you have a mini loop, it's just going to be on one foot, right? And you'll do the same thing. So mini loop, you would go one arm at a time, you would row and then come back. Okay, if you have the long band, you're crossing your straps, your fists stay forward. You're going to pull back kind of like you're rowing in a boat and then come back. Okay, ready? And go. So you want to pull back, squeeze. You want to hold for about a second and slowly come back in. So every time you pull back and squeeze, think of pressing your chest forward, and that's going to help you hold on to that posture, right? So if you're doing one arm at a time, I'll tell you when to switch. But you want to stay up nice and tall, chin is off your chest, right? It should look like you're rowing a boat here. Right, it feels just like it, doesn't it? And it's just nice and controlled. Okay, pull back, squeeze, and then come in. Right, not too shabby. Remember, sticking your chest out, squeeze, and back. You should feel this through your shoulder blades, not in your neck. If you feel it in your neck, drop your elbows down a little bit, okay? And if you're doing one arm at a time, you would switch arms. But if you're hanging with me and doing both at the same time, keep on rowing in and cooking, okay? Pulling back, squeeze, hold, and back, right? Really focus on those posture muscles. Make sure your shoulders aren't going up towards your ears. You have 15 seconds, right? That's not too bad. You could probably do this for like 10 minutes, right? Trying to stay up as tall as possible. We got 5 more. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here is 5. Then you're gonna relax. We've got 1 core move, and then we're done for the day already, right? Don't want to scare you away too much with the bands. So on this, you have the option, right? If you don't have a long band, you won't use a band at all. But if your long band is here, you're gonna have it on your shins. You would hold up towards your calves, and you would keep your core tight. You'll pull down and then back up, right? If that bothered your back, you could either just do more of a tricep pull right here and keep your back down and not even worry about tabletop. Okay, but keep your head down because we don't want to strain the neck. Okay, so head stays down the whole time. You want to start with grabbing up by your calves. You're trying to pull so you touch the bottom of your hand to the floor, right? You're really pulling. Exhale down, inhale up, right? Exhale down, inhale up. So really, really pay attention to your core. Every time you pull down, your core is going to wake up, right? Whether you know it or not, okay? You're doing a great job. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Try to keep the neck relaxed, right? And in 15 seconds, we're gonna pulse. Yes, those are the words you like to hear. Okay, we're almost there. Nice and controlled. So now what you're gonna do, you're gonna pull it down to your hips, only let your hands come up halfway, and then keep repeating that, right? So you're just acting like you're touching the floor, coming halfway up, right? Lots of tricep, lots of core. Keep on breathing. Remember that head can stay down. Try to focus on those arms and your core, right? You're pulsing, you're breathing, you're pushing down. Keep hanging tight, right? You're almost there. You have 10 seconds, then we're going to do a little bit of an isometric hold to make it fun. So now you're going to pull as close as you can to the floor without touching it, and you're going to hold, right? So really, really focus on tightening up the core. Trying to breathe. This isn't an easy isometric. This is tough, right? Your triceps really have to work on this. Keep on pulling down, but try not to let yourself relax. Your quads are probably burning too. You're almost there. We've got 10 seconds. Keep breathing, nice and relaxed. Hold that resistance. Don't give in to that burn. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And there you are, Monday. A little bit of band work. All right, now your arms are going to be shakety.